Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Alex Coffey, a Senior Trading Strategist at Charles Schwab, to discuss the STAX, a new proprietary behavior index that analyzes Schwab retail investor stock positions and trading activity to illuminate what investors were doing and how they were positioned in the markets each month. Recall for Trade Talks audience that this builds on the success of the TD Ameritrade Investor Movement Index that we've been covering for nearly a decade at this point. So you'll be familiar with a number of items that Alex will be covering. Alex, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks. Congratulations on the rebrand of STAX. Give us a high-level overview of what we're going to be looking at here.
Yeah, we're really excited about this. Of course, it builds on the successes of the IMX, as you mentioned, but now we're going to holistically, of course, be looking at a much greater client base with the giant behemoth in the industry, of course, that Schwab is, with the combination of TD Ameritrade and Schwab before. Really a really good look into the entire retail trading activity that we're seeing. But one of the other things too, and the IMX in the same way seeks to democratize finance and seeks to look at things in a way that doesn't matter if you have $2 million in your account or $2,000 in your account, you're going to be treated the same within this calculation. So it really gives us kind of an idea and a look into the behavior of the crowd. And it gives us an idea too that, of course, there's some wisdom in the crowd. And so what we saw looking at the inaugural Schwab Trading Activity Index was that there was an increase in exposure for that Schwab client base, largely driven by the fact that more clients were net buyers of equities in the month of December than net sellers. But of course, there's always caveats. In total, if you were to look at it on a dollar basis, there was actually more net selling in dollars. So one way to think about that is maybe some of the larger accounts were net selling for whatever reasons towards the end of the year, maybe taking profits into the year end. But on balance, a majority of the clients that were trading were net buyers.
Right. And let's keep that chart up there for a moment, because many of those names, whether it's in the buy or sell column, are very familiar to the Trade Talks audience, as well as the TD Ameritrade and Schwab clients. These are names that we've seen nearly over the past decade that they've been trading in and out of.
Yeah, I thought it was quite interesting. Some of the names that you see in the buy camp, of course, are both names that have underperformed in the case of Pfizer and Alibaba. And I think this is quite kind of a misconception oftentimes seen in the retail. It's sort of seen as this trend chasing type of a client or investor. But of course, these are names that have underperformed. And so maybe more of a contrarian thinking. We've talked about that a lot over the years when it's come to the IMX and some of the buys. But also opportunity still seen in NVIDIA. And of course, this is looking back to December. We've already seen, of course, in the short few trading days that we've had in 2024, it's already been a really powerful performance once again for NVIDIA. And of course, maybe some wisdom in the crowd as well, as one of those net sold names being Apple, and 2024 so far not kind to those involved in Apple. A name that often finds itself on the list, be it in the buys or the sells, but Schwab investors rotating out of Apple to close out the year. And so far, that seemed to have been a wise decision.
All right. Appreciate the insight as always, Alex. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.